Gonna get into it.
Yes, sir.
Yo, yo, yo. So welcome back to another episode of Keep It Thorough Thursdays. Episode 69. And today we're gonna be talking about mastering the art of adaptability. Good
Yeah.
topic as always. And with all that said, we go ahead and get off into the introductions. It's your boy E Double.
Yeah. What's up, good people? Sergio Gavelle here. And as we say every week, we appreciate you all for tuning in to Keep It Thorough Thursdays, where we just give it real behind business, health, money, and self-development. Today's episode, like E just said, is certainly an interesting one. If you just think about a lot of businesses over the course of the past 3 years, it's been a lot of adapting that has had to take place with a lot of different companies and a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Some companies have been able to adapt successfully, and some not so much, right? And so this discussion will definitely be enlightening, insightful, as we give different examples of companies that have been able to thrive, but also give some good tips and suggestions on how you can adapt in your business and even in your personal life. A lot of these things kind of like translate from personal to professional, professional to personal. So definitely a good episode for sure.
Absolutely. And I feel like in previous episodes, we've talked about the importance of being able to adapt, be elusive, pivot, and how in business, things don't necessarily go the way that you always planned or anticipate. So being able
Mhm.
to make the necessary adjustments is pivotal to your success, right?
Absolutely.
So kicking us off, right? The power of adaptability, embracing change for business success. So in short, I guess, say, what is that? What is adaptability, and how does that, how does embracing that, set your business up for success?
Yeah, man. So with adaptability, it's all about the your ability to change, to pivot. Um, More specifically, if we're speaking about mastering the art of adaptability, and we kind of go deep or break that title down, really it's a matter of having a deep understanding of a skill that enables you to change and make some forward progress, right? It allows you to um, make decisions at any given moment based off your ability to recognize trends, based off your ability to understand the market, be able to navigate, be able to address certain situations that may potentially occur, right? Because anytime that you have to adapt to something, in most cases, it's something that's unexpected, or it may be something that you have potentially prepared for, but you also have to get creative. From like an art perspective, you have to get creative in order to find a solution that addresses the problem that you're experiencing, right? And so with the power of adaptability, it's really being able to put yourself in a position where you're able to continue to thrive even through downshifts, even through market changes, even through some of the uncertainties that you experience as an entrepreneur and
Economic
as a business.
difficulties, yeah, just all
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying. And so, actually, what one thing that I did prior to us having this discussion, I was looking at some companies that adapted during the pandemic, and one company that was interesting to find was PepsiCo, right? And so, obviously, if you're in business or you know anything about PepsiCo, Pepsi is not just Pepsi. Pepsi has a lot of different brands that's associated with them that's under their umbrella, right? And so with Pepsi during the pandemic, what they did was started a website called Pantry Shop, right? And the reason why they wanted to start that was to capitalize on a lot of the consumer behaviors that were changing, right? Obviously, we were all in
Yeah,
home,
shopping
not
online. Yeah,
right, I'm saying, not able to go out shopping online. And so what PepsiCo did was change their business strategy and presented something to their consumers that allowed them to shop online and purchase products that they like, right? Certain products that you would typically get in the store, convenience store, grocery store, whatever, you were able to purchase those items online, create like a little bundle where you got your chips and a drink and certain things of that nature. But it shows a company that was able to adapt during a time where a lot of companies weren't able to be as successful, or didn't have the capital, and we won't have to get too deep in that, but didn't have the opportunity to pivot and make those adjustments like a company like PepsiCo did, right? And so, it's really, like I said, man, being able to address certain things at the drop of a dime, being able to get creative with your problem solving, and being able to thrive and transition, to be able to meet the demands of your consumers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So that's a good thing. So three quick things, real quick. When it comes to adaptability, that you want to make sure that you consider, and really address. So adaptability is essential for long-term success. With changes in business being inevitable, staying adaptable helps businesses maintain its competitive advantage and establish new capabilities. Right? We don't have to go into details on that, but that kind of explains itself. Right? Adaptability helps overcome challenges and seize opportunities. So just like I was talking about with PepsiCo, by harnessing the power of adaptability, you can thrive in your industry and quickly accelerate the growth that will push your business forward. And then the last thing is adaptability prepares you for the future. When being able to adapt, you can quickly adjust to changes and capitalize on new opportunities as they arise, right? And so, as I've been discussing, when you're able to adapt, when you're able to make the changes whenever they're needed, overcome the challenges that you've experienced, and really just take your long term vision, and be able to put certain things in place that will allow you to still fulfill that vision. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when it comes to adapting, many companies may go off the grid, or pivot into a different direction where they lose market share, or they're doing something that really doesn't bring them relevance, or they're doing something that doesn't really resonate with their target audience. You know what I'm saying? And so even when it comes to adapting, you still want to have that long-term vision in mind. You still want to have that company mission and purpose in mind, but also be creative. The art form, be creative with your solutions. That way you're still on brand and still able to navigate through the challenging times that you experience while you're adapting.
I want to add on to that too before we move on. So I think I think when it comes to businesses adapting, it's not always necessarily about finding new ways to do things, right? It could also be looking at things that you're doing that you may need to stop, right?
Yeah,
That aren't beneficial, right? So, say for instance, I'll just make up something. Say you, well, like Amazon, right? Amazon started off as like selling books, right? Um, and say they would have hopped off into e-commerce, and it wasn't successful for multiple years, right? Which obviously we know that wasn't the case. They became very successful in their business model. But say you're a business that are having a lot of success in a particular area, and you want to expand and you want to grow, so you try something else, and it's hurting your bottom line, right? What you're known for is still successful, but this new venture you kind of hopped off into, or this new area or product group is not successful, knowing when to like pull back, right? Like, okay, this isn't working out. Like, let's
yeah,
shift, and not being stubborn to the detriment of your company and the success that you've already had, right? So it's not necessarily just about facing new challenges and kind of like overcoming them, but also being, which we talked about accountability in a previous episode, but being accountable to the company, looking at the statistics, what that story is saying, and making adjustments to things that you may have felt passionate about, but it's not working out, right? So
right.
adapting in that, in that type of in that sense as well. But yeah, so
And a lot of times that can be timing as well too. It may not be, it may be the right solution, but the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that happens as well too. But like you said, just being able to recognize when something isn't working, and you may have to put it on the back burner, and then at another time you may be able to reintroduce that idea that you thought about, and it may be effective. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
that's funny that you said that with the timing, right? So I know you watch $1 million worth of game, and I'm sure a lot of people who watch our listen and watch our podcast listen to $1 million worth of game, or at least are familiar. And some Wallow, I can't remember. No, I think it was Gilly actually. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Wallow or Gilly, but one of them had basically said that they repost content all the time, right?
Yeah,
And that the reason they do that is when they post it the first time, it doesn't always get the response that they
that's
want.
Wallow said that.
Yeah, right, right. And
Yeah,
he was like, he'll wait, kind of put it in his back pocket and post it again, and then sometimes it goes viral.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like the first time he did it, didn't get no traction. Maybe the algorithm wasn't working. And if y'all know anything about how the algorithm works, they basically send it out to a subset of folks, and depending on how it performs within that subset is how it dictates whether they're going to send it over to another group and another group and another group. And that's
mhm,
how stuff goes viral, right? So when he posted it the first time, that first group, it might not have performed well then. So like, the algorithm kind of pushed it off to the back. You know what I mean? But then
mhm.
that second time he did it, 2, 3 months later, it hit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
so when you say time, and timing is everything, right? And like you said, you may have the right plan, the right product, the right mindset, and the timing is just off. But it's just important to analyze the whole landscape and look into it and see what could potentially be going wrong, and make the necessary adjustments, right?
absolutely.
Um, so moving on to the next section here, the advantages of a flexible mindset, right? Being adaptable definitely involves being open-minded and flexible, right?
Yeah,
Not being gullible or easily convinced to do something else, even though your way is the right way. Not that, but being open-minded and at least open to different perspectives and ideas. Is very important, right? So I'm gonna list 5 benefits of strengthening your thinking, right? So first is, I guess I'm gonna list 5 benefits of having a flexible mindset more so. So number one is it fosters innovation and creative problem solving, right? When you're I'll just use me and Sed's relationship and partnership, right? We think about things differently, right? We're two different people, right? We have some similar strengths, but then we also have different strengths, right? And we also have different weaknesses, right? So I may think about some one way, and said may give me an alternate perspective that I might not have been thinking about it like that, which will help me with solving a particular problem, or vice
yeah,
versa, right? Y'all know the saying, two heads is better than one, right? It just gives you um, much more. I'm gonna say brain capacity, right? Think about. I'm gonna get nerdy on y'all, but when you think about like a computer, right? When some computers are slower than others, right? Like if you get a real powerful computer, it may have a whole bunch of cores, right? Multi-core, 8 core, and that just means that it can process a lot of information a lot faster than like a single core or a dual core, right? Think about humans in that same type of situation, right? The more people you have, the quicker you're able to get to solutions and figure things out and collaborate and problem solve, right? Now I'm saying that with the expectation or the assumption that those people you're working with have similar and common goals and interests, right?
yeah,
And they're not just some random person, right? But just think about it in that realm. The more people you have that are working towards that common goal and trying to solve those problems, the quicker you're able to do that, and then it'll bring that innovation and new ways of thinking and creative problem solving, right? That you might not have come up with yourself, that you now can adopt, and you also can add to, right? Because you
right.
may be able to add some to those other individuals that they may not have thought about, right? So that's one way. The second one is it enhances resilience in the face of adversity, right? The more challenges you come across, the less likely you are to freak out when you come across them, right? Like the more resilient you become, the more creative you are with your thinking, right? So when by being open minded, you know, and willing to collaborate. And you know, as you go through these situations over and over and over, you know, I mean, it kind of becomes repetitive.
Mhm.
You become a lot more resilient, and you know, those problems or that adversity just really isn't a big deal to you anymore, right? It's just a part of the job. It's a part of the situation, right? And it's how you think about that adversity is very important, right? And not having that victim mentality, or that why does everything always go wrong, why is there always a problem. Like, the reality is, in life and as you grow, right, you're going to face challenges, you're going to come across adversity, but your mindset when dealing with those challenges and that adversity plays a major factor in overcoming them and moving past them, right?
Absolutely.
So being open-minded and flexible, you know, adds to your resiliency and your ability to overcome adversity, right? What were you going to say? Say, look like you were about to say something.
Oh no, I was just admiring my shoulders on this camera. You know what I'm saying? I did
Oh,
shoulder
this
stuff.
guy here. Oh, big old smile on his face. I'm thinking he finna make a point. This boy admiring his shoulders. All right, so next on ne- next on the list, right, is
Now we come on
facilitates
basketball.
the ability to capitalize on new opportunities, right? And this is important, right? Because if you're not open minded, if you think your way's the best way, you're not willing to be flexible. I'm gonna call you blockbuster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna call you blockbuster, right? And we see what happened to blockbuster. Little old Netflix came along and wiped them off the face of the earth, right? So it's important um to be open minded, because as new ideas and opportunities or new segments or new technology is introduced, if you don't have an open mind to it, you can miss out on a ton of
That's
opportunities,
like with
right?
AI.
So being like open minded and embracing the ever changing landscape, especially when it comes to business, is extremely important. It's one of the number one ways that you can adapt, right? By embracing technology and different ways of doing things that can improve efficiencies, like with AI, like what said just mentioned. So just being open minded and flexible allows you to capitalize on new opportunities. I'll just leave it like that. Next on the list is enables effective collaboration and communication with diverse teams. I think some of what I just mentioned falls into this bucket, right? Being open to collaborate, being open to alternate perspectives, to diverse perspectives, right? You know, whether you know culturally, you know, not having the mindset that men are the end all be all, the most powerful. No, women can are equally as powerful, equally as smart, and equally as capable, right? So,
Right.
you know, embracing that and having that type of collaboration and communication with those diverse sets of teams allows your company to really thrive and really, you know, touch on different market segments that you might have not been able to attract otherwise,
Right.
right? You want your company to mirror the world to a certain extent, right?
Absolutely.
You want your company to be diverse in its way of doing business and its way of thinking. Now that's not to say you're trying to be locked in on your target market, right? Be locked in on whatever products it is you offer, but be open to. The whole point of this is just being open to different perspectives and collaboration and communicate with different folks to, you know, kind of just open your mind up and be a little bit more flexible. And
Now,
last on the list is it
I want
empower.
let me piggyback on that real quick,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Because I think it's I think for any entrepreneur, any business professional, anybody who owns and operates a business, the power of diversity can't go um,
Overlooked.
unnoticed,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It can't be overlooked because when you have a group of people from all sorts of different cultures, backgrounds, ethnicities,
Upbringing.
experiences,
Yeah.
upbringings, all of these things coming to the table to collaborate with ideas, there's an endless amount of opportunities that you can open yourself up to, right? Because I've seen so many companies, just through conversation, through studying, through observing, that are very closed-minded, right? And when it comes to mastering the art of adaptability, as I was stating earlier, you have to be creative. You have to find solutions to problems that those solutions may not exist. And you may not be the person that can bring the best idea or solution to that problem. But if you have a diverse group of people that offers alternative thinking and perspectives, and gives you different options, now you can collectively come to the table and have a discussion about what specifically can be the most impactful change that you can make to address the needs of your audience, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
absolutely.
like don't limit yourself by being a stubborn leader, or like he was saying, feeling like everything has to be your way. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be open to other people's opinions, other people's thoughts. And if you're giving your opinions and giving your thoughts as well, you want to make certain that you're constructive, and that way everybody wins in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate the idea that certain businesses, like, they hire the same types of people. They look for the same type of people in at these particular types of schools. You want somebody who thinks like you and responds like you. That is dumb as hell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like that's not
And,
that's
and
not
I-
good
I'm
leadership.
I'm happy you said that because like you want to find people who match or have certain characteristics, right? Like you
Right.
want hardworking people. You want creative people, you want confident people, you want those types of things, but the face of those people can be completely different. They don't all got to look
Yeah.
like you. You know what I mean? You want women, you want man, you want, like you said, a very diverse group of individuals from different backgrounds and cultures that'll give you the endless amount of creativity and ideas to like you said, find the perfect solution that's the most beneficial to your business, right? and,
Absolutely,
and that's
man.
very important. And I feel like a lot of tech companies embrace that type of philosophy. And you see, who are the most successful companies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the
Absolutely.
most successful companies typically are like tech companies. And if you look at up their makeup of their, they're led by, I think most tech companies right now, there's a lot of Indian tech leaders, you know what I mean, from different parts of India, right? But again, just be open-minded, be willing to collaborate with those who don't look like you, don't think like you, don't come from the same place as you, and create those inclusive, diverse teams that'll really allow you to be successful.
Absolutely.
And then last on the list is empowers you to stay relevant and competitive in the constantly evolving market. And this just goes back to the ability to be able to pivot, to be open to changes in the market, new technologies, right? Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, companies that aren't taking AI serious right now, and their competitors are, it's going to put them at a very big disadvantage
Oh yeah.
because this AI is going to, I'm not even say going to because it's already doing it, but it's going to significantly improve efficiencies across the board, right? In terms of writing, analyzing data, helping with being more creative, you know what I mean? And making their employees more productive, you know what I mean? So yes, very important. By being flexible and open minded, it helps you to stay relevant and competitive. So what's the impact, right? What's the impact of having that flexible mindset, and mastering the art of adaptability, right? For a business to maintain a competitive edge, sustain momentum, and endure uncertainties in the industry, it's important to cultivate a mindset that allows you to be agile in your thoughts and actions. By being adaptable, you create the leverage that enables you to respond quickly to market changes, customer needs, and emerging trends. So there you go. That's the impact. It allows you to be quick, be nimble, be agile, right? And there's like large companies like Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google. very large companies, but they're considered to be nimble. They move quick and fast, like how a startup would. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because they understand the importance and how things change so quickly, and that if you stay the same and be that dinosaur, you're going to get
Get
pushed
passed up.
out. You know what I mean? And forgot about. So
Lose your
that's
relevance.
that's that's the impact. Lose your relevancy, right? So on the next slide, adapt and thrive, right? So 4 actionable steps to develop adaptability. I'll let Sid take the first two, and then I'll take the last two.
Let's get it. So, number one, cultivate a growth mindset by embracing lifelong learning and seeking out new experiences. And we've talked about this on a lot of different episodes. Man, you want to be a lifelong learner. Like your growth doesn't stop when you graduate high school. It doesn't stop when you graduate college. It doesn't stop when you hit 30, when you hit 40, when you hit 50, 60, 70. There's always opportunities to learn. Do not have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset leaves you limited to opportunities that you can present to yourself or get presented to you. And it really puts you at a disadvantage on the way that the world transitions, the way that the world moves. Typically, people who have a growth mindset are very open to new perspectives. They understand things a lot differently than other people do because they're continuously learning. They're wanting to know more. They're wanting to be able to adjust and adapt and navigate in the world that they live in. And that
and
comes
and,
with
and,
having a growth
and challenge themselves.
challenge yourself. Absolutely. And that comes with having a growth mindset that comes with embracing learning, continuously learning, whether it be through books, podcasts, schools, sermons, whatever it is. You always want to learn because when you learn more, that opens up the opportunity to new experiences. And then that gives you the opportunity to capitalize on certain things that may come about that you may have not been exposed to if you weren't learning or if you wasn't putting yourself in a position to know more, right? So definitely do that. Then the second one is practice active listening and empathy to better understand diverse perspectives, right? And so this is big because a lot of times people listen to respond opposed to having an understanding of what somebody is saying. But in my experiences with work and working in sales and with customer service, you have to be an active listener, right? You have to understand the needs of the person that you're dealing with in order to effectively address whatever it is that they're saying needs to be addressed. If you're just, not paying attention and listening to the small details, you miss out on opportunities. That person may say a key thing to you that could have changed the whole sale, but because you were just listening to respond, or you weren't in your right frame of mind, or because you was just in your feelings about something that day, you're not actively listening, right? You're going to miss something. So you want to be an active listener, and empathy is a big thing as well too, right? Because a lot of times, and we've had trainings about this. I know E, you probably remember these trainings when you have empathy training and how to address customer needs and how to interact with people. But empathy is a big thing, man. Like especially in business when you're dealing
Yeah,
with
like
people,
you want to humanize those interactions,
you
man.
have
Like
to.
you don't want your customers to feel like just another number, right? Like you want to tailor and customize your service to that individual, right? When I used to work for the St. Regis, which is a high end hotel, they were all about providing bespoke service, right? Which is tailored, customized, like make them feel special, right? Like make them feel like you appreciate the fact that they're doing business with you,
Yeah,
that of everybody else that they could have chose to spend their money with, they chose to spend it with
with you.
you, right? So appreciate them and hear them, right? Be empathetic to their needs and their suggestions and all of that things, right? Now I'm gonna be real with you, the customer ain't always right. I don't care how many times people say that,
Nah,
but
we ain't gonna say that. We
but
ain't
but
gonna say
but
the
you gotta
customer
but
right
you
all the
gotta
time.
at least let them know that you're willing to hear them out, right?
Yeah,
And speaking of customer service, which me and said both have tons of years of experience in, sometimes they just want to be heard.
yeah,
They don't even want nothing. They just want to be heard. They just want to know that they were able to voice their concerns and somebody heard them.
yeah.
You know what I
That's it.
mean? So
Simple as that.
it's
And
simple as that.
that's like the end all be all to that. It's like, okay, somebody heard me out. And a lot of times they'll be like, I just had to get that off my chest.
But
Like,
thanks
no,
for listening. You know what
thanks
I
for
mean? Thanks
listening.
for listening. You know,
Yeah, it's
like
like
instead of you, like you said, listening to respond, because now you're putting them on the defense. Now they're trying to defend why they feel the way they do, and it's like, no, you're
right.
creating an unnecessary set of tension when all they were doing was just trying to vent a little. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
you can't take things personal all the time, and that's what a lot of people,
Especially in business,
have a
especially.
downfall. Like you can't, and I think that's one of the was one of the four agreements. I want to say I can't remember the book, but you can't take things personal. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like you said, especially in business. Like when you're dealing with other people, it's not always you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That
yeah.
individual may have had a bad day, or
It
they
has
may have
absolutely nothing to do
lost
with
a.
you.
It could be a an array of different things that can have may have affected their attitude, and they bring it into your conversation and know it's not right, but as a person within a business or offering a service, you have to be able to effectively communicate through those things, right? You got to be able
Hey,
to talk.
salespeople in business are also counselors,
Hey, bro, I was just
man.
gonna say that too, man. Like it was so many times I'm having conversation, I'm in there feeling like Dr. Phil or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
you know.
what I would do maybe this may be
Yeah,
effective
you
for you
know.
if you know what I'm saying. But man, you definitely have to be empathetic and actively listen to people in order to adapt. You know what I'm saying? To be adaptable, to master the art of adaptability, you have to do those things as well too.
Absolutely. And then next on the list is stay informed about industry trends, emerging technologies, and market shifts to anticipate change and capitalize on new opportunities. I think this falls right into what we were talking about like AI, right? Like, don't ignore it, right? Pay attention to what your competitors are doing, see where they're having success, see where you're having opportunities for growth. Look at the technologies, what new technologies are in your market, right? Run some trials, right? Make sure you're investing in R&D. You know what I mean? Like, try new things out. You always should be trying new things out, always, right? And if it ain't working, on to the next. If you've seen a little bit of success, okay, let's dive a little deeper into this. This might can go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Or like I said, paying attention to your competition, right? If they're having a ton of success with something and you guys are in the same market, don't be stubborn like, oh, we just need to find another way to do it. Like, nah, look at what they're doing. You may need
Uh-huh.
to adapt a similar concept or
Concepts and strategy or whatever.
whatever it is they're
Yeah.
doing. Don't the quickest way to fail in business is being arrogant, which is really the opposite of being adaptable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
thinking that you know it all and you got it under, you know what I mean?
Got it all under
Got
control.
it all handled and figured out. Quickest way to fail. And then next on the list is embrace failure. Right, the irony there. Embrace failure as an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your approach in the face of changing circumstances. As we always say, man, if you're really trying and you learn from it, failure really isn't failure. It's an opportunity. It's a moment of education
It's a
where you
building block
learn
to
what not to do
success.
next time. You,
Like
you
like
said what's
Gian,
that?
like Giannis, I think Giannis said it's a building block to success when he was talking
Building
about
block to
failure.
success, right? Yeah, in the
Yeah.
press conference when they asked him if he failed, right? So no, I didn't fail. This is part of my story. This is
Yes.
this
It's
is
part of the
part of
journey.
what's going to strengthen me and make me better and have me better prepared for next time. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And you have to have that type of growth mindset when you come across things that don't go your way, right? When you come across quote unquote failure, you know what I mean? But embrace it. See, really study it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, why did this not go as planned?
Hmm.
Right? Like, what happened? Like, where did we drop the ball? Did we properly execute the plan? Right? Like, did we follow the steps and the plan that we had, or did we miss some steps? Did we rush it? You know what I mean? Like, really analyze it. Analyze the data and see where their opportunities are to improve next time. And if you did follow the blueprint and the plan and you failed, then okay, you need to alter the play. You need
Yeah.
you need to you need to
You got to call an
do
audible.
something different. Yeah, call an audible. You know what I mean? Hey, what paid Omaha?
Omaha, yeah. Omaha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to pull out Omaha, man.
If y'all don't watch football, y'all that probably went over a lot of y'all head. But
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, when he used to audible, Omaha, Omaha.
Known for that.
yeah. But yeah, embrace failure. And look at that as an opportunity to learn and to grow. You want to go ahead and hit us with the final thought set?
A final thought. Yes, sir. Adaptability is essential to driving success for entrepreneurs and professionals in an ever evolving or in the ever evolving business world. By understanding the importance of adaptability and taking actionable steps to cultivate it, you can overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and maintain a competitive advantage in your field. In addition, being able to respond to change will positively impact your chances to grow and remain relevant as trends and transitions occur, right? And that last part is one of the biggest things to take away. Being able to respond to change will positively impact your chances to grow and remain relevant during trends and when transitions occur. And that's all adapting is. You want to be able to respond effectively. You want to be impactful with what you're doing. That way you can still be relevant. That way you still can move and tend to the needs of your customers and your communities and your clients. Like you want all of those things, and being adaptable is essential to that. So you like I said, man, you can't take it for granted type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just look at it as like, being adaptable. All right, that's cool. That's cute to say. But no, you really want to take adaptability in consideration and master it. You know what I'm saying? It's a skill set. Not everybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you
yeah.
can do to
Well, there's a reason why the successful are successful, right? Like these concepts and these that growth mindset, being adaptable, being agile, being nimble, having good critical thinking skills, surrounding yourself with a diverse group of individuals that offer alternate perspectives, challenging yourself, having good emotional intelligence, all those things that we talk about throughout the course of this podcast's existence are all things that lead to great outcomes and
absolutely.
provide a lot of benefit to you as an individual and you as a business person or a business owner or a business, right? So if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? If it was easy, if it was just second nature, if it was just the thing to do, you know what I mean? Like everybody would
Yeah.
do it, everybody would be successful, right? The reality is everybody's not, and because they don't do these things, right? They go the path, most people go the path of least
Least
resistance,
resistance. Yeah.
which is the easiest way is not the best way. You know what I mean? So um there you have it. So we appreciate all y'all for tuning in as always. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Um, we got another episode coming next week. We've been working on a lot of stuff, man, to streamline our process to make the content um, better, and so we can focus on other areas of the business to strengthen our reach and various different things that we're doing.
Yes,
As we
sir.
implement things, we like to share it with y'all, right? So I'm sure we'll probably have some episodes on some of the things that we're doing that worked, as well as maybe speak on some of the things that didn't work. And yeah, we really excited about that. But
Absolutely, man.
with all that said, man, if y'all don't do nothing else,
Yes,
keep it
sir. Keep it
thorough,
thorough.
and we'll holler at y'all next week.
Till next time.
Deuces.